I'm here today with Rick Harsch to talk about his oeuvre, his body of work up to this point in his life. Um, Rick, you published, well, I see you've got 8 books stacked there. And I know you have the second half of Olaf Palme, so that's not really another book, that's just the final part of that. And you have a book called Wandering Stone, The Streets of Old Isla coming out in a month or two. But you also have several unpublished books. Are we going to be talking about those as well? Uh, nah, I don't think so. Maybe one of them. Maybe one of them, because I think I have one book that's potentially very good, and I always thought it was my best until I reread it, um, and then I thought this needs something. I don't know what it is yet. I'm going to be going over it soon. So, you know. Anyway, well, that's not much of an answer, but let's just go on. Um, uh, is your best book, is the height of your abilities reflected in the most renowned, most popular book, your maximalist, as they say, novel, The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas? Uh, well, you know, I have it here. Okay, um, let me just get the other books off. All right, and here's The Manifold Destiny of Eddie Vegas. And what I want to say about this book is that I do think it may be technically my best work, um, and yet it is not the closest to my intestines. I love this book. I think it's a great book. It may be better than all the other books, but the process of writing it was uh, such that it more or less wrote itself. I can't tell you why I started it, how it came about, but I remember I sent it to my close friend Todd Kim, who runs Maintenance Ends Press. That they published this one right here, Voices After Evelyn, and I sent Todd the first 90 or 100 pages, and he wrote me. He read it and he wrote me back. He says, "What do you want me to do? You want me to tell you that this is the best thing you've ever written, and and all that?" And I thought, interesting question, Todd. Interesting question. What do I want you to tell me? And I guess I wanted him to tell me that. I wanted to show somebody. I sent it to a couple of friends, but it was Todd who said, what? Great book, and what that meant in a way was this gets at the mystery of writing better than anything else. Is I I don't feel like I really worked on this book. It all just came, and I always knew what was coming, or what needed to come would come, and I don't remember. I didn't sit down and write an outline like I did for some of my other books, um, and not even an outline. And it just all just came. It came pouring out, and basically what you see here is a first draft. That's a first draft that's been proofread. Everything came out as I wanted it to. And there was never a point at which I was stuck or anything like that. So um, somehow that distances it from me just a little bit. Does that make sense at all? I don't know. Nothing makes sense to me when you talk, but I I guess I want to know then. You know, you've written a variety of books, nonfiction and fiction. But you're mostly a fiction writer, I know. So tell me about your other works and what do you think of them? What book is closest to you? What book means the most to you? What are you most proud of? Well, I don't take pride in much. I don't know if I believe in pride even. So I guess I have to talk about it in a different way. Um, what is my favorite book? What is the best book? Um, well, I wrote this book that is not published yet that I referred to earlier. It's called The Appearance of Death to a Hindu Woman. And what was big about that book for me was that I always thought that Joyce was mistreated in the literary world um, because he was considered like to me the way he was considered was a one-off. Like there was Joyce and he was Joyce and that was it. And I thought, well, Joyce has something we can't ignore. Joyce has something to teach us. And what I learned from Joyce was that the uh, the the subject of the novel dictates the style. Um, there is no one style, and I remember in the um, appearance of death to a Hindu woman. Um, there was a lot of different styles because it went through different times in Indian history, and it had also used Indian poetic style, and Indian poetics is entirely different from Western poetics. They have certain metaphors, similes that everybody uses when they write, and so I use those in one love story uh, um, that's part of the book. And I remember I was at the Iowa Writers Workshop, and a couple of people were making fun of my similes and metaphors. I was saying eyes like a doe, eyes like I can't remember. There are several for eyes because you use eyes a lot, and in love poetry, and nobody got it, and and so the book did that very well, and and Eddie Vegas does that too, and all of my fiction does it to some degree, less so in Evelyn. No, that's not true. No, it's not true. There are a lot of voices in Evelyn, and the voices are all different, and it depends a lot on what they do. Uh, Another one that the Driftless trilogy, which was kind of my accidental trilogy when nothing happened with the India novel with Appearance of Death. I started writing these books because I had nothing else to do at the Iowa Writers Workshop. So I don't know. I had in 2 months or so I wrote the first one, The Driftless Zone, and then it became a trilogy and so on. And I thought it was just kind of a joke because I went there to write The Appearance of Death to a Hindu Woman, and I went back and I read. I finished it in 1995, I guess. I started and finished it in 1995, and I didn't read it again except when I went over it with my editor. We proofed it together, basically, and didn't change much. And then once it was published, I never read it again until 2017. And I thought, wow, that's much better than I thought. And that brought them all closer to me. Then I started reading my own books again. And we're already over 10 minutes. We're going to have to make this a two-parter, aren't we? Yeah. Okay, well, so uh, we'll end there, if you don't mind. Do you mind? No, no, I think it's a good idea. It's you've got a lot to say, and so we'll come back and we'll start with. I'll think up a question. Okay. All right.